Yo, we're live. What up, everybody? Welcome to another R.O.C Hangout. I am your guest host tonight, filling in for Jose Hurricane BX because he's on vacation.
It's the knockoff Jose.
I'm the fourth party. I'm the fourth party Puerto Rican. As others might say, third string Puerto Rican in this field of collectors. But I'm here with a group of gentlemen, as always. Some familiar faces. Some people come in, pop in here and there. Some people are here every week. But let's go down the line, and everybody can say where you're at and what you got for the week. So we'll start off with Mr. Brian Brink.
Hey, everybody. I am here at home cooling off because the heat came back. I don't know what the fuck that's about. And I got a few things. I got this cup that's cosplaying as Optimus, and that's garbage. And I got this Optimus that came with it. And I think that's it. Yeah, good times. Good times. Oh, I got this thing too. This green STCC Toys R Us clone trooper, who I announced that I was going to sell NJCC in a couple of weeks, and I've already got a buyer. So,
damn, that was quick. Holy shit!
Yeah, shout out to Cody across the pond. He's like, "Can you hold it for me for TFCon?" I was like, "Sure." No problem.
Only if he eats pizza.
Nice.
No doubt. So how was your week, Brian? Anything new?
That was my week.
That was it?
Yeah. It's only Tuesday. So,
right.
Yeah. Week's good so far. Can't complain. I'm grilling. I'm still grilling and chilling. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Cool. G Money, what up?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
What's up?
Yeah, so I'm just sitting here at home also. Let's see. So this week, Russ, I'm not going to steal your thunder and go on a rant, but had terrible customer service situations this morning. So, well, like you guys, those of you guys who know me, like, I try to go to the gym pretty regularly, and it's one of those 24-hour, 7-day-a-week gyms with the key card access. And they had an issue with their computers that messed up a bunch of the cards. So they didn't bother to email or call or kind of give you a heads up. They just had the card stop working. So I'm there at 4 in the morning, before work, trying to get my stuff done, and nothing works last week on Wednesday. So 3 visits in, this was the 3rd trip today to finally try and get it resolved. So we'll find out tomorrow if they got it fixed or not. It's frustrating.
He's having withdrawal from lack of workout. He's like, fuck, I can't.
Well, they make a big deal because no one's supposed to let you in, right? They want you to let the door shut and then use your own card to get in. So I've been, getting in with other people, but it's still frustrating. So, and the fact that they knew about the mistake, it's one of those things that, but they didn't try and fix it with anything. I couldn't understand it.
Jeez, it's not like BBTS.
Yeah, right. But on a lighter note, so I'm going to be that guy. And so this week I got my first MP10 mold official came. So it I don't know, what am I, 5 years late to that party?
Which one did you get?
So I'm the one, so I did the same thing. So I hit the Toys R Us site just because it was easy and free shipping. I had that same green clone guy, but he's already gone. I kind of flipped him. I didn't really want it. It was just kind of there. And so, yeah, I figured what the heck, I'll give it a shot and see what it's all about. I think I just had seen it so many times that it was always kind of on the list of things to do and just never, kind of never got around to it. So,
yeah, I hear you.
How it goes.
Congratulations.
I know, right?
Cherries popped. Nice. All right.
I can be a true collector and a true fan now, right? Because I have an Optimus.
Yeah, that's what they say.
So Gary,
not until you overpay for it.
That good point.
Yeah. Gary, have you handled one prior to this one?
So the only one that I had was one of those spontaneous online purchases. I had the KO Shattered Glass. I think it was Chosen Prime who got it in. I saw the Facebook post. And I just thought it looked awesome in the colors. So, of course, I bought that thing right away and, took some pictures of it and then got rid of it because it definitely felt kind of really cheap and chintzy. And I didn't even transform it. I was afraid it was going to fall apart. So, yeah.
So now that you have it, you think it's It's what it's cracked up to be, or no?
Truth be told, it's I haven't opened it yet.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
So, but he's there. He's up on the shelf. So I'll get to it sometime this week. So
Cool.
Yep, that's it.
Nice. Good for you, man. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Good get.
Yo, Asian Kid Matt, what up?
Oh, what's up, everybody? Long time no see. Been a while. Let's see. What did I get? Oh, I got a little surprise from the Jackal Squad. Shout out to them. Got the Transformation Motor Master.
All right.
This thing's badass, and it's not too hard to transform either. I did without instructions, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, he's solid. Looks real nice. Can't wait to combine them all. But I know there's others out there, and I'm in on them too. But for like a modern day Minosaur, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they engineered the shit out of that guy, man. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta wait until September for mine. So lucky you. Nice. Congratulations, brother. It's a good get.
Russ, are you waiting for clearance in September? Is that what's happening?
No. The guy, the person I bought it from, he's from China. He does ship it from China.
Oh.
It's got I got it. Anna got it for me on Amazon. Found it for $175.
Amazon.
Shipping. Yep. Amazon Prime, baby.
Somebody said Amazon.
No, well, you might as well call it that. She's on it enough. He says Amazon. That's you.
No doubt. So, Nick, what up?
What's up? Chilling.
What's up, Nick?
Chilling. I got the goose egg. I didn't get shit.
Got that cool
There you go.
fan there, buddy.
I know, right? It's very powerful.
Nice. That's all right, man. I don't know how you feel.
We all get
I got my anniversary present. I get to order on Friday, and then my birthday's coming up in 2 weeks, so I get some more shit done.
Is that your sex change anniversary?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I've been a man now for 4 years, and it's hard. It's really hard. I haven't gone for my breast reduction surgery yet. I still have these mighty A's, but
yeah, I know how sensitive you get when I call you Nikki. You know, it takes you.
I fucking hate that shit.
I know.
Thank God he decided to do that. To be one ugly kid.
Yo, hey, Russ, you could call me Nikki, but at least Anna bought my powertrain first.
Hey, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
I should kind of kick your ass.
Yo, with that, Russ, man, let him know.
What's up, big dog? How you doing, guys? Yeah,
What's up,
man.
Russ?
Tight as shit to be up in here tonight. I wasn't sure if we was going to have how many people was going to have. So I'm like, no one was going to show up. I'm like, damn, JD's out. Fucking Jose's like, I go company. Like, come on, fuck that company. Come on, man.
Wait, Russ, weren't you bowing out too?
Oh, hell no. Right. No, I'm in. I was in. Shit. I thought I saw
something.
I was worried about how many people was going to have. I said, that's going to be a skeleton crew tonight.
Oh.
You're trying to call him out.
I thought you said you might not make it. I can't remember.
Oh, no, not me. I'm in, man. Come on.
All right.
Full life. Was it full life?
Gonna make it.
Yeah, so, and I got shit, so I got nothing. Sorry, guys. Sorry, week. Wow. Fucking wow.
Yo, is Dust gonna get on the show?
No. Dust, you talking?
Yo.
I still can't tell.
What's up, man?
Damn, man, he still got that cold?
I know, right? You sound a little funny.
Oh,
shit.
The Roll of Dust Mites will be played by Chris Pinkerton.
Dust lost all his hair. Fuck.
The hair was
Dust got a haircut.
The hair was a wig the whole time.
Oh shit! I'm so disappointed and distraught.
So I've murdered Dustin, hung him in the shower to dry. The cats don't care for me. I'm kidding. My new job brings me to corners of the earth I never thought would be possible. So I'm still alive. He's still alive.
He's got Not dust mites.
Dust Mites is dusting his house right now. So I'm sitting in the chair tonight, hanging out. So, anywho,
Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Pinkerton. Hello.
Thank you very much. Let me get this thing up high enough where I can.
There you
I
go.
can't quite get over to the top of it. So.
Give it a little stroke and play. It's all good.
I have to tell Dust this is it this way or this? Oh, it's counterclockwise. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was telling Dust I really enjoy having this so close to my face. I might have to get one for myself.
Yeah, man. Got to diddle the bass.
Welcome, guys. I'll leave you be. So.
Don't leave us be. Come on.
Or I'll hang around. I'll hang around if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think the longer I sit here, the more dust will clean. I don't know. No, I do. He's just showed me the game. What's that game you guys play?
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, he showed me that, and
It looks like the monster's house.
some monsters. All right.
That's awesome. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Did you play? Did you play it, Chris? Did you give it a try?
No, we just watched. I went to the world famous Marley's Gotham Grill for the Dust Mites official chicken. He's actually got a chicken wing named after him. It's called the Step on the Monkey Chicken Wing.
Damn. You know you've been there a lot. So.
I've been there, yeah. No, I'm kidding. So,
Awesome.
anyway, here I am.
Well, good to have you in. So it's our guest, Christopher
Yes.
Pinkerton.
Oh shit, we got another guest that just popped in.
What's up, guys?
Can
you hear me?
Oh, no. What's up, bro?
Right.
What's up? I had to go outside of my fucking porch, man. Well, I was in my toy room and I couldn't hear shit anybody was saying, so I was like, "Fuck it, let me try to find a different spot in the house." So
You have to go outside. Oh god, internet connection. I love it. It's crazy.
yeah, it's fucking weird.
You must be down a hamster this weekend or something.
Yeah, right. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh,
pretty
fantastic.
good,
How about
bro.
you, man?
Good. Chilling.
Did you get anything new this week?
Yeah, I got the Masters of the Universe Ultimates, the ones by Super 7.
How are they?
They're really good, actually.
Yeah.
Are
I
you?
got like, one or two that have like weak ankles, kinda.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of them, the paint apps are really good. All the other joints are really good on them. So,
Did they send you clamshells or?
what's that? What's
Does
that?
They were, see, when they originally announced the packages were supposed to be resealable.
Hold on, let me adjust position again because I still can't hear jack shit.
Am I muted?
No, we hear you. It's just you sound
Oh,
like
There, you're loud and clear.
I'm joking, Nick. It's fine.
fuck you. No, I was. Oh, there he goes. He's gone.
Should I had questions about those things too. Nick,
Yeah,
to answer that though, they didn't come with resealable packaging like they promised.
Right, but they said like that they were gonna send clamshells out with them if you ordered from them.
Yeah, they're also
what
going
they
to send.
said.
They're also sending hand jobs out, Nick. So
Word.
yeah,
Nice.
believe who you want to believe on
They
that.
also said they're gonna do Thundercats, and they lied about that.
Boy, fucking Brink, you hang on to that shit, aren't you? But you're just angry.
Never let it go.
Thunder.
Ryan.
All right, so
Check
we'll
my
wait for
channel.
Dave to come back. It looks like Gary disappeared too. Maybe he's having connection problems.
I'm going to all their houses. I'm taking over everybody.
As for myself, I didn't get shit once again this week. I got a trip coming up next week, so my ass is broke.
I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
With TFCon on the rise, though, you know, that
Yeah.
Energon addict's gonna be back in full force. So,
Oh snap!
So, all right, let's get into topics until these guys get back. Hopefully, they can jump in where we left off. So, we have a question sent to us. Actually, more of a topic sent to us by Dan Plastic Crack himself.
DPC.
And he says, what toy line did you love as a kid, or even now, but won't dare to touch because you know it'll be the end of your bank account? and even possibly the end of your relationship or marriage.
Damn.
So I guess we'll go round table and see everybody's reactions to this. So anybody want to jump in first?
Hot Toys Star Wars.
You know, I can tell you that Hot Toys Star Wars, I saved myself the trouble, and I got like 6 of them, and then I'm like, ooh, I need all of these. I sold them before, and I'm glad I did, because after the reveals at SDCC, I would be.
Yeah.
I think I said, yeah. I get it. KJ lets me get away with pretty much whatever I want collecting wise, but she might have said something about, 4 at a time on the Hot Toys.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to put out at one time.
Yeah.
Those things aren't cheap.
No, not at all.
That's over $1,000 right there with 4 figures.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It is.
Wow.
And my wife, my wife loves me. She put my detolfs together, but
She put your
$250.
detolfs together?
Hell yeah, she did.
Do you rent her out? I got
Hell
some
no.
bellies I need assembled.
Shit. She might charge for that.
Send her to Maryland. Let's treat her right.
Honey, I'm shipping you up to Maryland. You gotta put together some bookcases for a buddy of mine.
You'll feed 4 meals a day, but you gotta sleep outside.
He said there's a good room in the barn.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
So Nick, you get tempted for the Hot Toys, but you won't do it because it might break the bank.
Yeah, it's gonna break the bank. I mean, it's such good looking shit, but I mean, I can go figure arts and still be satisfied without breaking the bank for Hot Toys.
Yeah. Good idea.
All right.
That wasn't bad. That's a good one.
How about you, Russ?
Jeez. I don't know. There's not really anything, man, because I get what I fucking want. I don't care, man. I just
Oh, you do, huh?
What?
I don't know,
really?
like
Who is this guy we're
Transformers.
talking to right now?
Well, I mean, Transformers. If I really want it, I get it. I mean, it might take
Russ,
time, but I get it.
where's that Transformation Motormaster?
You know, it's September.
Yeah, where's
September.
that at?
It's shipping. It takes a fucking month to get anything from China. God damn.
I don't know why she ordered yours from China and she got mine from BBTS.
I'm so gonna beat your ass. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna run up to you and just DDT your ass. It's gonna be great. Pinkerton does that. Yeah, go ahead.
What did Pinkerton do?
I said I'm gonna DDT Nick's ass, and I said I know you know what that is. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Then I'm gonna no sell it.
Well, listen, we still haven't figured out who's going to be sober buddy at TFCon this year.
I know, right? I'll be a sober buddy. I'll lead that motherfucker down the street.
That's fine. We're gonna fucking tie your ass to somebody else so you don't get lost.
I'll just pretend it's a three-legged race the whole time.
Oh Jesus! I'm sorry.
All right. So Russ, there's nothing that you want that.
I mean, no, there's nothing really on that. I mean, I'm mostly interested. Transformers was my main thing as a kid, so that was like the main. I mean, any other toy lines that I'd like be interested in, they're not out right now. Like I'd like to have Silverhawks again, but if somebody would do it, man, and bring it in up and update it and everything, I'd be in on that. That'd probably blow the.
That's bound to happen. It's bound to happen.
Anna would kick my ass for sure because I'd probably spend a shit ton of money on that.
No, there's only so many figures they could make.
That's true. That's true. They didn't have so many characters.
I mean, they had 8 characters maybe, and 2 ships.
And then they had all the villains and shit, which were pretty. But there weren't that many of them either, though. I mean, so.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, but I would, it'd be cool if like some like figure arts or something like that could get a hold of that. That'd be tight. I like to see what they could do with it. But I'd be in on that. That's about the only thing. I mean, Transformers. I get Transformers. I have that now, so that's about it. Yeah.
And the thing about like going back and getting the old Silverhawks, they all have that vacuum form metal shit, and it flakes.
Yeah, exactly, and it sucks if you try to back me that shit, old shit. And they chip the paint. Used to chip like crazy, man.
Yeah, you'd have to buy a mint on card if you want them. Fucking
yeah.
No, they still. Exactly. I don't think that back metal's held up over the years.
No, probably not. Fades.
My set's not too bad, but
yeah. But that'd be about it. I mean, that'd be awesome. I'd love this. I'd love to get it. I'm hoping one day somebody will get a hold of Silverhawks and be able to do something with it. But
No doubt.
yeah.
How about you, G Money?
If there's two. So if we went kind of like retro, and this is, one of the things that I kind of regret a little bit is, I don't know, probably like 04-ish. I kind of first really was getting into eBay. I had my own original set of masked vehicles.
Nice.
That I had played with. Yeah. And I was that very, OCD kid. So they were all in really good shape and, 100% complete. Nothing was broken. I ended up selling pretty much all of them. And they're kind of expensive now for like nice copies, you can find loose ones and lots and stuff. But that OCD in me, it's like in my head, if I don't get like one that's like sealed in the box to open, it's like not the same as the one I had, as a kid. So I don't know. So some of those vehicles are pretty pricey, it seems like nowadays. But I could definitely, I don't want to start because if I started with one, of course, right, you start building more. So.
Hey Gary, what if they redid Mask in like 3 3/4 inch size, and then they did the vehicles for 3 3/4 inch scale?
Oh,
would you be in that?
100% be in for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember. The first G.I. Joe movie, they did that. I think it's called the Steel Crusher. It was the Hummer H2 that kind of converted, sort of, and Cobra Stickers made a Mask. What do you call it? The jackhammer kind of style decal kit for it. It's actually pretty neat. Yeah, it actually had like the Mask logo and stuff on it, and kind of the same purple coloring for the old Bronco toy for Venom. And so I had that as a substitute to your point because it was 3 3/4 and it looked pretty cool, but it was wasn't quite the same. But yeah, I'd be all in for 3 3/4.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
and I think I would want the retro vehicles, So I don't think I want like a Bumblebee Camaro. I want like the 80s R.O.C Camaro again with the gull-wing doors on it.
Nice.
Yeah, it'd be kind of awesome, actually.
But I don't know. Like the current thing for me that's modern, I would say, is some of those Soul of Chigokin. Conversation last week annoyed me about the Voltron and everybody talking about how good it was. There's been a few other things I've noticed that look really good, but that's expensive stuff there. So I don't think I'm going to start that. Maybe. We'll see.
See, every time you say, I'm not getting into that, you probably will. It'll happen. Something gets you.
So how's your spouse with your collecting? I mean, she's cool with it if you decided to jump in on other things?
Yeah, I think she really knows. And those, Davey and I kind of talk kind of offline a little bit. I'll recycle stuff sometimes just because, like, I could buy, same thing to your point, Russ. I could buy whatever I really wanted. It's almost more fun to me to try and work for it, if that makes any sense. I don't know. So I'll sell some stuff and kind of recycle it. And that way it takes away a little bit of the feeling of spending too much. But yeah, she's cool. She knows, everything's taken care of. And like I said, her biggest thing is she just doesn't want to make me, she doesn't want to have to learn about it. So if I'm happy, she's good.
She's just like, you just fucking learn about it.
Yeah, and she's pretty observant. She'll see, the packages that are wrapped up that are going out, and then the packages that are coming in. So I think she sees that it's a pretty even flux of things, over the course of the month. So it's so far it's fine.
All right.
That's good.
That's a true wife right there, my friend. She's like, look, whatever the fuck you want, just keep me out of your
So she could care less about this stuff, but every once in a while, right, when there's something that kind of piques her interest. So was it 2 years ago? I got her an original, 85 gem doll that was still, sealed in the box.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so she's got that. And,
was it outrageous?
It was pretty outrageous. I don't think the earrings were lighting up anymore, right? But, every once in a while we'll come across something that kind of, catches her eye, that triggers the feelings for her. So I'll keep that in mind and try and surprise her with it. And then, it keeps her, relating to what we search for, I think, with each one of our purchases.
Yeah, I do the same thing with Star Wars with Anna. That's what she's into. So I just try to find shit periodically and, hey, how about that? Get it for her. Keep her happy,
Russ,
yeah, my
wife's
wife's
so lucky with that.
Man,
I got my wife the same way with Firefly stuff.
Yeah, he's got to give him something to keep him light. It's like throwing the dog a bone.
I love how Russ keeps his wife happy with 6-inch toys.
Hey,
Oh.
hey, Dick, I can pull hair.
Brian,
I know how to pull hair and pinch tits. It's all good.
how about you, Matt? You got anything that you want to collect but don't because it might break the bank?
Fax numbers.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I like the Hot Toys Iron Man, like all of them, because like I like Iron Man for he's like one of my favorite Marvel superheroes, but just those Hot Toys, like they're so expensive and stuff, so I can't get into that. But
And there's so
if I
many.
could-
There's so
yeah,
many.
I mean, there's like in the 40s or so. Like there's a lot of different. But I mean, if I could, that'd be one collection, and then get like the Hall of Armor too, and like display that real nice. Yeah, that'd be badass.
Shit, it might be cheaper for you to get an Iron Man suit for yourself and put that
Yeah,
shit on.
good shit, dude.
Word.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Save what you were going to spend on the Hot Toys and get you one of those life-size ones.
What?
Yeah,
Did
just
you
make
just
my
say
own.
there was like 40? There's like 40 versions of that out there.
Yeah, 40 plus.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a ton of them.
The Hulkbuster is number 44.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's
Yep.
great.
Then you have like the space ones, the tuxedo ones, and like all like the weird mystic ones.
cowboy one and the ninja one and the one that comes
The
with
Indian
the
one.
dentist code, the Dungeons and Dragons one.
The motorcycle cop one.
Right.
The bald one.
Or the shrimp scampi one.
Then you've got the 4 YMCA Iron Man suits.
Then you got the lemon pepper shrimp Iron Man.
Bubba
shrimp.
All right, Brian. How about you?
All right. The question again one more time. I'm sorry.
I'll read it again for you. Hold on a second.
God damn.
What toy line
Basketball
did
game.
you love as a kid or even now, but you don't dare touch because you know it'll end your bank account?
Oh. It has to be a toy, right?
No.
Oh, because I was gonna say like some good like high quality like vintage taboo step porn, something like that maybe, like a collection of that. Man,
Stuck porn? Yeah, there's nothing as exciting as stuck porn.
that was step, but
Stuck step porn?
true. What the fuck? No, I'm just. God damn it! All right, never mind. Superpower fails tonight.
Brian, did your superpower fail tonight?
It did. There must be some kryptonite under my chair. It's this. It's you know what it is. It's this Hasbro dancing friggin' Orion that's fucking.
God, that thing is shit.
Sorry.
See, I thought you said vintage snuff porn, and I could have shared.
No, but on a serious note, it would be Legos. Going after all those old sets and maybe even like every single new set that gets released. I could, like, if I was retired and had the money, I would just sit around and build Lego all day long.
Lego.
Do you own a lot of them now?
Actually, I do. I actually have all of my childhood Lego stuff, believe it or not. They're all in totes.
Oh, wow.
All in totes.
Tote life.
Ryan, is it a specific line with Lego or just anything Lego?
Oh, I love the old classic space Lego.
Nice.
Would you open them and just dump all the loose pieces in your totes, or would you build them and put them in your tote?
So it's funny that you say that. Because I'll let you in on a little sick thing that I don't know. It has something to do with obsessive compulsive behavior, but sometimes I will dump out a tote of Legos, organize it just to put it all back in the bin again. It's something that I used to do to calm my mind back when I was really stressed out back in the day. But anyway, I've heard of other people doing similar weird things, but
Everybody has to have their hobby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian, I got boxes of toys upstairs. If you want to come sort them out for me, you're more than welcome. Man.
I just comb my doll's hair. That's all I do.
Oh shit. So who didn't go?
Everybody did.
Yeah, Chris,
Yeah,
you kind of
everybody
spoke on that already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of touched it. Let me think real quick. I'm kind of like you guys. I get pretty much what I want. I mean, I'm buy Hot Toys at this point. So what else is? Well, I tell you what. I'll tell you what was tempting to me. It's the quarter scale Heath Ledger Joker that they just released the pre-order on.
Yeah.
But it's like $800.
Oh damn.
Damn.
But the payments though.
The payments.
Like $60 a month for 8 months or whatever. So
Dude, don't you think that's a little creepy because
I can cuddle with it,
no, well, maybe. But dude,
be
he
like
was
a fourth child.
Yeah. But his role as the Joker was like when he did that, I was just like, I mean, this is the Joker that I imagined in real life, like a real sick, like bastard. And he freaking killed himself over it. Ah, man, that just freaks me out. If to have like a statue that big.
All
of
right,
him.
so what you're saying is I need to get the 1/1 scale on the life size.
Yeah.
So Chris, question for you. That figure's $800. Is it because it's very limited? Like there's only a few of them?
I don't know how limited it is, but it's $800. It's because of the size. I mean, it's. I don't know how big are those turtles. It's the same size as that, but it's got all the tailored clothing and 2 head sculpts and
Yeah.
all the goodies. It's tempting, man. It's really tempting, but I don't know. I'm not gonna do it for my own sanity, basically.
I was thinking of another one while Gary was talking. Fucking SH Monster Arts. That's another one.
What, like
fucking
the Godzilla figures or the
yeah, the Godzilla, King Ghidorah. Yeah.
Mecha Godzilla?
How much do they run? Are they
Space
really
Godzilla.
expensive?
They're like 180 to I think like King Ghidorah is like 350.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it like gigantic or something? Like really huge?
Not that big. I think the King Ghidorah is like 14 inches.
Damn.
But it's like it's got like all 3 heads, the wingspan. I like figures with wingspan.
All right then.
So for myself, I mean, I'm gonna hop on the Hot Toys wagon. I think I've had a few conversations with Chris about this before, and I'm like almost pressing the button, but it's just too much to start now. To try to like
So
try
what's
to
the
collect
deal?
it now.
What's the deal with this hot? Like, is it
Yeah, that's
once you
what-
see it in person? Or
What's the
something?
deal with these Hot Toys?
I mean, I just don't get it. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, the reason we've had this conversation before, it's the best representation I can get of the character. Yo, Dust, your cat's eyeballing me something fierce over here. The cat's like, "What's up, dog? Why you smell weird?"
There's this bald, strange man in my house.
So Chris, I'm curious. We saw your updated displays in the new place, and it looks phenomenal. But do you tend to pose the Hot Toys once and leave them alone, or are you constantly kind of updating just the way that you display them?
So as sad as it is, there's right now 6 figures in there. I think 6, yeah. And then the masks and stuff. And that took me probably 3 hours to get it that way, just because that's the way I liked it. I had to get it the way I liked it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll go in there every once in a while, and I'll switch out. I keep all the accessories in the boxes just because I'm an idiot, basically. Every once in a while, I'll go, change a pose or something. I'm not getting them out for floor time or anything.
Sure.
But I move them around a little bit. I got another one that'll be in next week, so I'll This cat is hi, hello. You see this cat? Hello. You want to say something? Come on, say something.
You're not daddy.
Yeah, don't step on the keyboard. I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy them. I'll just leave it at that.
No, I tried my first experiment a couple weeks ago with the Batman Returns Keaton, and it's cool. And to your point, I think it's like the best representation of.
You bought it?
I did, and but I'm afraid to like do too much with it. I got it posed, and I liked how it looked, and I think I'll just leave it there. So I guess that's what you do with them, but.
So it's like a Hot Toy statue kind of, right?
Sort of. That's what it feels like, yeah.
You know what's funny, though? To get statues that size, it's even more. They'd be more expensive than the Hot Toy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Statue. I mean, we looked at some last night on End of the Realm. The Prime 1 stuff, those are like $800-900. That's ridiculous.
That Ultra Magnus is $1,100.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, eat their statues. Shit.
I can't deal with that now.
Well,
there you go.
well, Brian. To your point, like I look at those figures, and I'm a big like IG guy, so I look at a lot of photos and stuff, and nothing photos like those things. I mean, it looks like you're fucking essentially looking at like a still from a movie sometimes.
Yeah.
So and. I mean, sometimes all you gotta do is pose it in one pose, and it looks like it's an action scene. Meanwhile, the thing's not even fucking moving. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the detail that goes into those Hot Toys. I could see why they're so expensive, but that's what grabs me. It's like, I'm like, shit, man. If I had one or two of those, like, I'd catch an eye or two. Not just with photos, but also, having it in your home. It's almost like like an essential piece that people would walk in and be like, oh wow, that looks just like this person, that looks just like fucking Batman. Oh my god, look at his face, looks just like him. It's like I had this turtle, the turtles, and those are fucking NECAs, a quarter of a fucking price for a Hot Toy. And my dad, he works from here on his laptop from home, and I put it next to the computer where he would sit. And he was like, man, I had this fucking Ninja Turtle staring at me the whole day. It's so fucking lifelike, And it's a NECA product, So imagine if I had some Hot Toys, my dad might be a little freaked out. Yeah. If I could, if I had money to burn, I would definitely go with the Hot Toys.
And speaking of turtles, another one is those Dreamy X turtles. Those are like $190 a piece.
Yeah.
Those things look boss. I want them bad.
Yeah. The wife doesn't like to go around the Hot Toys. She thinks they're creepy and they're looking at her.
Exactly.
It's probably because they are so lifelike. They do such a good job on them.
It's the eyes. The eyes are moist or something. They're, the way they paint them. I think those turtles are the same way, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Like whatever direction you walk in, it's kind of like it's following you in a sense.
They've got moist eyes.
So, Chris, can those Hot Toys? Can you adjust their eyes?
They have. Well, it's some of them. Like the Batman. The Batman, you take his head off, and it's got different eyepieces that you can take out, and then the mouthpieces you can change out as well. That's how. And some of there was. Is Cabalta in the chat? He would know. He's there. Hey, Cabalta, what's up, man? I know one of the Dark Knight Batmans, there was some gimmick in the back of his head where you can move his eyes, I think. Like the DX12, maybe. The last one they made, I do believe. But yeah, it's swappable parts is what it is.
It's awesome.
All right. So we actually got through that topic, I guess, pretty quick. So we have another topic we might be able to cover right now. Gary's going to share it with us.
Cool. Thanks, man. So the question that I kind of had was, look, we've all hunted and we've searched, for our collection and our little treasures. And I'm sure there's stories to tell kind of along the line. So I was just curious if there was and when I say story, I wasn't really thinking like, hey, I got a great deal on this, or I got this for a great price, or this person didn't know what it was, but really, did you make a friendship? Did you meet somebody that was pretty cool through the process of the hobby on your search? Did you have a crazy experience? run in with another collector maybe, or just kind of someone who fit a stereotype? Or, you know, did you go to really certain lengths to track something down? I was watching the Nerd Out guys out of Michigan, and they were talking a couple weeks ago how they took the drive to Canada to get the Masterpiece movie Bumblebee. And, you know, they could care less about the toy really once they got it. It was just kind of the fun of the trip, you know, for doing it. So I was just curious if, you know, if we had any kind of good stories or, you know, things that kind of we encountered through our collecting that way.
They went to Canada to get a Bumblebee?
Well, they're in Michigan, so, you know.
A movie Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Oh. You would think, you know, in Detroit area, you know, Michigan, you know, the Steel City stuff, you'd be able to buy car-related bots, man. That'd be promoted, that stuff.
I don't think it works like that.
Question would be, did they pay more for the movie Masterpiece Bumblebee or a house?
That fell flat. Anyway.
Yeah, dude. You buy a house for like $1,000.
Oh, love it. Damn, that's okay. All right. So when Combiner Wars was at its peak, right? We were you know, I was looking for I was looking for like one of the last Stuntagon that I needed, right? And I couldn't find it was dead end, and I couldn't find dead end anywhere, right? So I finally found I go to Walmart and I'm looking down the aisle, and there he is. There's dead end, right? And this little kid was like grabbing for it, and I kind of like, I didn't like knock him down, but I kind of bumped into the side and grabbed it.
Oh shit! Damn!
You're a fucking savage, bro.
Because I was just like, dude, give me that, you know. And I don't even know if he was reaching for that or not, but I was just to make sure I had to hurt, you know. I didn't want to like miss out on it, so. But that was because it was my last Stuntagon, man. I had to get that damn thing, you know.
Shit!
You know?
Aren't you happy that you did?
Right.
Yeah, no. Now, in hindsight, now.
In hindsight, that little kid won.
Yeah. I probably, you know what? I did a public service for that child. But it was. I kind of felt bad when I did it, and then I was like, "Oh, fuck, let's go pay for this. Let's go." Roll out of there, you know. But yeah. So I mean, I've had other times where I've seen little kids like eyeing shit that I'm after, and I'm like, oh, I gotta beat this kid. Yeah, I'm quick. Yeah, the worst is when a little kid's with his mom, and little kid's mom is like staring at you like it's this creepy guy down the toy aisle. What's he doing? Well, I feel like I want to say, hey, look, I'm not a kid toucher. Stop looking at me. But then if I say that, then she'll be like, whoa, he's a kid toucher.
Yeah, you give them the idea.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck that, you know.
That's why I'm not allowed to go in Chuck E. Cheese anymore. But that's a story for another time.
I got a story. So this is the beginning of I guess my Transformer collecting, like, I guess hardcore habit. I had owned a few Masterpiece figures, but you know we didn't have an essential Masterpiece Megatron, so I needed a fill-in. So I was looking for the Combiner Wars Megatron. It just so happens that I came across somebody selling it on Instagram, and it happened to be our very own Sunday Heat. So I hit up Sunday Heat, and I'm like, yo, I'll take that. And he's like, all right, dude. I mean, that's how we first like kind of got, you know, integrated with one another, and we talked for here and there. He made sure I got it shipped. It came like in 3 days. He wanted me to take he took a picture of it before I left his house. He wanted me to let him know as soon as it got to my house, and that kind of relationship developed over time because me and him continued to talk after that, you know, after I had the figure and whatever the case may be. And I actually kind of like put him onto like the realm of collectors. So, I mean, he had seen the hashtag and seen the pictures, and then he noticed that, you know, I was getting a little more acquainted with you guys, and here he is today. He comes to the, you know, he's in the chat now. He watches the show, and he comes to the NJCC meetups. He's he's planning on coming to TFCon, and I could say, man, he's probably one of my first friends on Instagram, and I'm so glad that he joined us, and he's part of the realm now. So
Shout out to Sunday Heat. That's good.
That's awesome.
He's an awesome dude, man.
What's up?
Dave, it's funny that you say that. So my story is actually really similar. So like most of us, I've done some stuff on eBay, right, for a long time. And, working at a retail in the automotive business, I treat it the same way. It's not a business to me. It's for fun. So if I sell something, I'll send that buyer, a little note. Hey, your package will go out on this date. Thanks again. Just kind of being friendly. And I had just kind of started to discover this awesome world of podcasting and had, watched a little bit of The Realm and a little bit of SCU. And I sold an item, and it actually turned out to be Justin, so T2RX6 from SCU. And so we had messaged back and forth a few times through eBay, just kind of talking about the item and a little bit about collecting in general. And then he mentioned, oh, yeah, I'm going to probably review this. And I was like, oh, I can't believe it. I was literally just listening to, an older podcast during my work commute. And it kind of opened up the door for me. So we had, kind of messaged through there, kind of talked through Facebook. I watched some more podcasts that encouraged me to reach out to Dust, kind of with this program. And then Dave, I think you were probably one of the first guys that I kind of, spoke with too, once you shared your highlight episode.
Right.
And then, everything else just kind of, it's amazing how it can be a really cool experience and one thing can kind of transition to another. And even Sunday Heat, like I've never met him. He won the, whatchamacallit, right? The Fort Max.
Right.
Went to him. But same thing. So he thanked me for packing it so good and shipping it to him right away. And then kind of talking through Instagram and stuff like that. So it's that part, like I said, I think is a pretty cool experience, as opposed to knocking over little kids too. I'm just kidding.
Dude, it was Combiner Wars. I was really in on it.
It's
Rush,
dead
you
end.
fucking bully.
All right. Well, next time.
Well, Gary, I'm glad you shared that. I mean, I think a lot of the times with anybody that just watches the show, who may not really want to get involved or jump in. Sometimes they just need that one person or maybe multiple people at one time, like kind of telling them, hey, just try it out. Come in, come hang out, talk to us. Come to a meetup, see what everything's about, and then from there it expands. Because that same thing that happened to me. I was talking to Dust and Jose, and they were both like, yeah, come to NJCC. And I showed up there, and it's been a wrap since,
Yeah. Oh, I hate to. Yeah, I don't want to keep monopolize the conversation, but sooner or later, I think.
Monopolize.
No, I think sooner or later, like someone who's listening, right, who's out there, is going to have a connection to someone's story, or situation or something that they kind of mentioned. And to your point, man, it doesn't hurt. It's nothing bad's going to happen if you feel like reaching out to that one individual, and then maybe that person can kind of help open you up to the rest of the group. So I'm going to give shout out to Brian there. Watching him, on all the podcasts, I'm like, this dude's hilarious. I'm like, his sense of humor and his one-liners. And then we go to, the ToyCon event last month, or was it end of June? And I think you mentioned it, Brian. I'm like, it's just like what I watched.
Yeah, you like showed up and Dust is friggin' ragging on Dave.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh my god, it's all real.
Yeah.
Still real, Just you wait till TFCon, Buttercup.
Hangout is real life, dude.
I can bring a crock pot without having to worry about the TSA, Nick. So,
all right.
For the potluck supper.
You just bring that crock pot there. We get some moonshine. We'll put some peaches in there, and we'll be good.
Moonshine and peaches.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Dream come true. Jesus Christ. Anyway, fucking crazy. Yeah, that's funny you said that. It's like real life. That's hilarious, man. That's kind of how I felt when I first met a lot of these guys in person. I was like, God damn, they're just like they are on the show.
Yep.
We're all fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Still Asian.
Oh man, that's cool, dude.
I'm gonna need somebody to let me use their tub so I can make a jungle juice in mine.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Oh God.
How about you, Nick? You got any funny stories, or
Not really, no. I'm a keyboard warrior when it comes to buying. So I don't, need to go and bruise up any little kids for my toys.
You know what? If a little kid was going after some shit, you got him on his ass too. Don't lie.
Nick, I could think of some stuff. That weren't you looking for Grimlock at the last TF Con? You found it, and then you wound up getting it signed by the guy who voiced it.
Yeah.
You wound up chopping it up with him for a while,
Yeah. Yeah, there's stuff like that. I thought you just meant with like other collectors and stuff. I'm a big Grimlock fan, and I'd never had an MP Grimlock, so I got one at TF Con, and ended up getting it signed by Greg Berger at TF Con. Chopped it up with him for a good 10 minutes, while the line was waiting. His handlers had to be like, he didn't pay for a picture, me and him chopped it up. I got to chalk it up with Gary Chalk, Master Primal himself, and that was a really cool dude. We were just smoking some cigarettes out in front of the hotel. And he was telling me about a web series he does that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Nice. See, that's a story.
Does he do it in the nude?
Yeah.
Yo, real quick, I bummed a cigarette off one of those voice actor dudes, and I don't even know which one it was, but I bummed the smoke off of him, and Ace was like, "You know who that is, don't you?" Like, okay. Well, he gave me some weird Canadian cigarette. That's Rhinox.
That's totally Ace.
Oh, yeah, he was there.
Ace is like a fucking walking encyclopedia. Jesus Christ. He knows who everybody is. It's funny.
But going back to what you guys were saying, TF Con was amazing. It is just being able to meet everybody else,
Yeah.
And everybody is pretty much the same way they're on the podcast. I mean,
we're sorry.
I said no salt on the Mai Tai. No salt.
Apologies to everybody. That's great, man.
I ain't apologizing for shit no more.
Oh, I'm joking. We know. I know you don't apologize for shit. You're like, fuck that. I am who I am.
That's right.
Fucking trying to open my door, the credit card, and everything is good.
I am's what I am's.
Oh God, it's great.
Matt, how about you, man? You got any toy hunting treasure stories or anything related to meeting somebody new in the collecting world?
Nothing about toy hunting really, but definitely meeting people in the collecting world. I mean,
talk about my Lambo doors.
I'm close to NJCC, so that was pretty much the first time when I met up with Dust and Jay Ruse and Ace, and met up with all them and stuff. And that was a cool experience, the first time, because you talk to them on Instagram, see them and stuff, but to actually meet up with people, that was cool. I like doing that. And then from there, it just became a tradition, every NJCC. So yeah, it was cool. And then TF Con, that was even better, seeing so many more people and just how they were, and it was just a really cool experience meeting everybody.
Matt, how were they, Matt?
They were tall. Very, very tall.
I almost broke both of Matt's legs, but
Fucking.
Oh, when you threw him off your shoulders? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Those ankles are going to snap off.
yeah, I didn't know he was going to come that fast. Wait. I'd like to retract my previous statement.
I couldn't get little Matt to drink with me. I was really disappointed.
I don't drink, man.
Probably would have killed him.
I drink socially.
I drink socially too.
Look how big you are. Look how small he is, dude. If you got him to drink with you, you kill that little guy, man.
I'm a petite little flower. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Yeah.
That don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
You
Wait,
can be the smallest guy but drink the biggest.
Matt, did you say you don't drink or what was the deal?
Not really, no.
Oh.
We'll change that.
Listen,
I mean,
Nick's like, we'll change that.
I've always been the DD, so I can never.
Well, you don't have to drive
anywhere.
anywhere at TF Con, so cut the shit.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will, because I'm driving the TF Con this year.
okay, so you're gonna get there, you're gonna stay there, and you ain't doing nothing else, so you're gonna drink.
Save your breath, man. You'll fucking.
Yeah, you're gonna make us all crazy.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Gary, you wanna just run through that question one more time? I think we got a little sidetracked.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So, like I said, the question was really just in the hunt for your collectibles and for your toys. Really, let's call them what they are. Did you ever come across an interesting situation, a person? So we kind of tangent a little bit about meeting other people in the realm. But did you ever have a run-in with another collector maybe, or go to some pretty extreme lengths, or have it turn into something else kind of interesting? So like I'll just go like real quick. Like it just reminded me of, I think it was the second Star Wars prequel, back when I was collecting the Star Wars stuff pretty hardcore, and I was in a Target, and there was like 4 figures that they had like as not a sneak peek, but like a pre-release before the main line came out. And someone else had beaten me to them. And there's this creepy, stereotypical, comic book collector from The Simpsons type of guy. And he had like the Target basket. Yeah, like full, of, I don't know, there's like 3 of each of the 4 characters. I don't remember what they were. And I was like, oh, all right, I guess I didn't, I was too late. And I didn't say anything, kind of went out and, finished my legit shopping. He started following me around. And at one point, he's like, hey, do you want to buy some of these? He hadn't bought them yet. Like, he literally still had them in the Target basket. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm all right. And I kind of went about. And then, like, the next time over, he comes over again. He's like, no, seriously, if you want one of the sets, just hit me up with $20 and I'll give you one of the sets so you can buy them. I'm like, listen, man, if you don't, get the fuck away from me. It's gonna be a bigger problem.
Wait, time out.
Wait, why didn't he just give them to you so you could buy them for yourself?
No, that was the thing. Is he thought like he was gonna try and like essentially, I won't say scout, but just try and get me for $20 because he had them in his. You know what I mean? Like he was just trying to make money.
So you would pay him $20. He'd give them to you, and then you'd have to go to the register and pay.
You got it exactly right. Yeah. So anyway, I was like that. But what was interesting was just the fact that this individual felt the need to try and see, I don't know, that I looked like I was looking for him and follow me around to another aisle or two until I told him to get the hell out of there. So that was it was interesting.
Fuck away from me, dude.
Dude, it's like freaking Star Wars figures. It's not that important.
No, you should have said to him, "It's like, dude, I'll just wait for you outside the store. Kick your ass, and I'll take the fucking door."
It was just bizarre, I mean, I just remember, like, it just was one of those things, like, that really just kind of happened. I don't know.
Wait, there are shady fuckers out there. I swear, that's crazy, man. Wow, damn.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
It is good.
Not like he knocked the kid over or anything.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Do what you gotta do to win.
It's not like he chop blocked a kid.
So Russell, to the ground. Did you play DJ Khaled's "All I Do Is Win, Win, Win"?
DX crotch chop, my friend,
and then do it, and then have it out. Right on. You scored a touchdown.
But like, I'm curious. Like, I think, Chris, when we were having the ridiculous Ollie's, right, Fort Max hype, I think, weren't you telling them a story on one of the casts that you were like on the trip driving somewhere and like had passed an Ollie's about an hour back, and you contemplated turning around to go and check it and see if they had them in stock?
Yeah, I did, and I didn't. But I ended up getting one. And what's funny is talking about meeting other collectors. So I was actually, the wife and I were in Maryland on our home hunting trip when this happened, and happens to be there's a lot of Ollies in Maryland. So there's like 3 or 4. So I went to one and like ran into another guy who was looking for him as well, and he's actually in the Cybertron Cafe, and we chopped it up for a few minutes, and then I actually saw him at the next one. I'm like, yeah, they don't have it. Sorry, bro. And I don't guess that guy ever got one, but one of the I probably told this story, but one of the Ollies I went in, I showed the stock person a picture of it, and they're like, yeah, we had them last Friday, and a lady came in and bought all 18 of them. So maybe at NJCC there'll be somebody with like, I guarantee you there'll be somebody with 40 of them damn things trying to get $100.
Maybe even at TFCon.
Yeah, maybe at TFCon. But I do have another. I buy and sell a lot, so I meet up with people, and the one thing that stands out to me is right when Combiner Wars had come out. I was in a Toys R Us somewhere on my travels, and there was somebody my age looking at I think maybe the Megatron you were actually talking about, Dave.
Right.
Just saying, it was like, hey, you collect, this and the other, and I don't remember how exactly the conversation went, but basically what I got out of it is this guy has no idea that third party exists, and he was so excited that they were remaking these characters. So it really made me think that some of us may really, just drop hot turds all day on this Hasbro stuff, but to others, man, it's great. It's a great representation of what they remember. And if you didn't know third party was out there and that's all there was, it'd be, we'd all be, we wouldn't be ranting like Russ. We'd be like, yippity, skippity, we get new toys.
I tell you, man, once I discovered third party, I was like, fuck ass, bro.
You still buy it?
I do. No, I do. I bought some Titans return stuff. It's not a couple. They're not too bad. Some of them are alright. Most of them, because I got the smurfiest fucking blur there is. It's great, dude. So blue.
How about you, Brian?
Me? Yeah, I got an interesting story. It was just a couple years ago when I just got back into collecting. I think it was maybe 2014. I was chuggy chasing back then. Maybe it was 2013. Because I did not know chugs existed, and I was like dust. Like I was just buying up everything. I was catching up and stuff like that. I tell you, the thrill of the hunt was real back then. That was fun, catching up on all those figures. And I happened to buy a lot from this guy on eBay. And I don't know, like one of the I think it was that deluxe Galvatron that everyone hates. Actually, he never transformed it. He bought it used from someone else, but I tried to transform it. I couldn't freaking figure it out. And it turns out that the legs were on mushroom pegs, and the right leg and the left leg were swapped. And so I just emailed him, and I told him, about my trouble that I had with it, and just try to have a good laugh. And we end up just all of a sudden started going back and forth on eBay, Gary, similar to what you and Justin did. And then we just traded email addresses, and then we started chatting ever since. And but eventually he kind of got out of collecting last year, so we haven't really talked much. But he was a big Star Wars fan, stuff like that. And I don't know if he watches, but shout out to Nick from Cincinnati, man. That was fun times. I should hit him up probably this week and see what he's up to. But that was pretty cool. And he's like, I don't know about you, but it's like it's just me and my collection, right? All his friends are like jock guys and stuff like that, and they just don't care about his collection and stuff. And so he's like, it's cool that we actually have someone to talk to now. I was like, yeah, man. So we would write these like long emails, send pics and shit like that. He had an awesome display, I must say, as well.
I just wanted to say I'm glad I listened to you all the way there, Brian, because at first I thought you said back when you were chubby chasing.
No, chubby.
All right,
chubby chasing.
Yeah. Like, hey, big girls need love too, brother. You know I like her, so I told you.
There's no reason to stop.
This is true. No, I listened to him and I was like, oh, he's talking about chubby.
All right.
So I've got one other thing that was interesting where I got to meet my kind of bucket list dream woman, and it was through collecting.
Wait.
You want to hear it?
Should we make guesses?
Who she is?
Yeah.
Oh boy, we could be here all night.
Can you give us some hints?
Okay, so I don't want to give it away because it's
actress or singer.
It's actress.
All right.
Actress in a movie based on a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Tina Fey.
No.
Christina Applegate.
No.
What's her name? Amy Poehler, is that her name?
No. Think older. Older in terms of older movies based on a sketch.
Oh shit.
Like,
Shit.
Tia Carrere.
Nice job. Who said that?
Me.
It's Pat.
It's Pat. No. Nick, was that you?
Yeah, Tia Carrere.
Awesome. Yes. So that is my right. I love my wife very, very much, but she knows that is my ultimate crush. And it was like before I knew my wife. I think it was like 2011. I lived in Chicago. A good friend of mine there. We go to the Wizard World convention once a year, and we've done it for like 14 years. So we were there. I didn't know she was going to be there, and we're kind of just doing our thing, walking around. And that was the year that they had that San Diego G.I. Joe Sky Striker Starscream crossover. And I was kind of into the Joes at the time. So I picked that thing up right away. As soon as I found it, I'm like, I'm buying this. This is my one thing I want for there. That's a freaking huge box, right? So I'm carrying around this huge box. And my buddy Mike's like, hey, by the way, I was looking at the list of people who's here. And Tia Carrere is supposed to be here. I'm like, get out of here, right? I'm like, no way. So we kind of go to the little and it was before they would separate the people for like the autographs, right? They have them set up in alleys instead of like the little private booths. And sure enough, not a huge line there. I think Patrick Stewart was there that day, and LeVar Burton. So everyone was kind of amassed on a different side. So I'm like, he's like, go talk to her.
Rainbow fans, man, they're
right?
Fucking rabid.
Exactly. But so he's like, well, go talk to her. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'm getting all nervous, right? And so I'm holding this giant Sky Striker Starscream thing. I'm like, here, dude, take this. I can't carry this over there with me, right? I can't let her see that I'm buying toys while I'm there. So I go over, kind of talk to her for a little bit. I think it was truly one of my only almost out of body experiences where she, complimented my watch. I'm like, oh, thanks. And for about 7 or 8 minutes of conversation, I don't remember what the hell I said. All I remember is, that we're sitting there, we were talking. I wasn't just gawking and staring. There was a 2-part conversation. I did get a picture. I got it autographed, and I think it's actually up there. If you look behind me, right there. And then, obviously it was like, okay, great. Kind of went on and go back, talk to my buddy Mike. He's like, what would you guys talk about? I'm like, dude, I have no idea. And it took me about 10 minutes. I was so starstruck at the time to kind of remember, oh, no, we talked about this. We talked about that. I mentioned to her, I knew she had a couple of albums that she put out. She tried to get me to buy them on iTunes. I don't know. It was interesting. So it was a nice little bucket list item that was brought to me by, traveling to look for toys. But I don't know. It's kind of a funny story. But I got the picture. Man.
Gee, would your wife give you a hall pass with her?
Oh, she would.
No,
if I could pull it off, she would.
Gary, I have to ask a just question. Would you hit it under the condition that her husband gets to put while you're smashing?
I'll have to think about that till the end of the show tonight. It's definitely not just a quick no. That's for sure.
Fucking awesome, dude. That's totally something you would say.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, that's
I
great.
met Joey Fatone. That's the best thing I got. I sat next to Ashley Judd on an airplane, and she was a germaphobe. Like she wore a mask and like had Clorox wipes with her and wiped down everything. She was a weirdo. Shout out to Ashley Judd. Double Jeopardy. Tommy Lee Jones. Love can build a bridge. That's remarkable.
Shit.
It's
Wow,
awesome.
we got through two topics already.
Oh wow.
I wanted to add to what Brian was saying before about like how that guy didn't really have anybody to talk to, and like he would talk to Brian because his buddies weren't. I gotta ask you guys all a question. Like, so I'm proud of my collecting. I've become proud. You know what I mean? Now, I got a crew behind me. I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, yeah, I do podcasts. I fucking take toy pics. I have this fucking huge collection of fucking Transformers and Star Wars shit in my house. And some people are very accepting of it. And they're just like, like, oh, cool. Let me see what you got, And other people, do you ever, I wanted to ask you guys, do you ever get that look? Like somebody looks at you like you're a grown ass man. Like, what are you doing? And you just like kind of give them a fucking funny look back. And you're like, all right, see you later. Kind of turn around and walk away. I had that recently. I'm at a new company, and I hear this older gentleman talk to this younger this younger guy, and they're talking about all the the new movies that are out, like that Valerian movie that came out. They were talking about Spider-Man. So I'm like, oh shit, look, I got fucking nerds, and they're right over the wall. So I walk by and I'm talking to the younger guy, and I'm like, oh, so how do you like Spider-Man? He goes, oh, it was great. It was amazing. I was like, oh, so you're into superhero stuff? Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, so you into superhero stuff? And he was like, yeah, I love that stuff. I'm like, oh, me too. I was like, I collect stuff too. He's like, oh yeah, what do you collect? So I'm telling him, and he's like, oh, and then he like gets quiet, and he's like, oh, you're looking at me like I'm like the 40-year-old virgin, basically. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, my dad collects too. He collects coffee cans. I'm like, coffee cans? I'm like, dude, like.
Cans.
Like, he's like, yeah. I'm like, what do you mean he collects coffee cans? He's like, the Sanka, the Sanka coffee cans. I'm like,
The Sanka.
You see, in '83 they changed the font on the lower corner to Times New Roman, but it's got the bold on it.
So I'm entertaining this kid's conversation now, and I'm just like, oh yeah. He's like, man, do you know what they're worth? Can you look them up for me? I'm like, dude, I'm like, you go on eBay. I mean, check out eBay, see what they're going for. I'm like, I don't think he understood what I meant, but I kind of did that walk of shame. And
he thinks that you're in on the whole collecting scene, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know about everything,
like American Picker type shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Just said what I was just thinking. Did he put his weed in those coffee cans?
You guys come across people like that where you're like kind of explaining, your hobbies, and some people accept it and some people don't?
It really depends on who you're talking to. Like I just started a new job as well, and I found out my boss is a huge Star Wars fan. She is a huge Star Wars fan, like huge, like dresses her Christmas tree up like Darth Vader huge.
Oh shit! Wow.
So I've told her a little bit about my collecting, not everything.
She doesn't know about the podcast and everything?
Not yet. No.
She hasn't entered the realm.
She hasn't entered the realm.
Yeah.
But in other situations, like, look, I was in a meeting, my old job, and they were like, oh, stand up and introduce yourself and tell us one fun fact about you.
Oh, boy.
And all these guys are like, my name's Dylan, and I like to hunt fish and fix cars. And like the next guy's like, my name's Peter, and I like to hunt fish. I'm like, my name's Chris. I like to watch movies with my family. Or sometimes I'll mention the pro wrestling thing and go from there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Then everybody's like, oh yeah, he'll fuck us up.
Yeah. I'm an ex-pro wrestler and I collect action figures. Fuck off.
Oh shit! I think for me, it's my boss, man. Like we were talking, and I guess he saw me. He came out of my computer, and he saw me. I was on BBTS. Right? I'm supposed to be doing work, right? And he's like, "Hell, are you looking at?" I was like, "Oh, it's a toy website." And he's like, "Why are you looking for?" At first, he was like, "Are you shopping for something for like your nephew or niece or something?"
And you're like, "Yes."
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. I'm like, you're trying to think of, should I go ahead and come clean with him, or should I just tell him? I was like, no, I collect figures, and he's like, you waste your money on that shit. I was like, right away I was just dejected. I was like, oh yes.
Well, let me ask you, what does your boss do with his spare time?
You know what? I don't know.
Hunts and fishes.
I don't think he does.
I hunt and I fish and I fix cars.
Does he collect? Maybe he's like me. He could collect creams and ointments.
Hey, Russ, if you don't get a raise next year, you know why.
Yeah, I know.
He was like, I'm not giving you more money to buy fucking toys.
Well, the good news though is the more I've talked to him about it, I think I've won him over a little bit because he's gotten a better attitude about it. But initially, his first shock was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Wasting your money on that shit," you know? And then as I've talked to him, and now he's starting to say, "Well, I understand," you know? And I don't know. He's
Why don't you ask him how many friends he has?
Yeah,
that you have.
Say, I got all these friends on the internet. How many friends do you have on the internet?
Yeah.
Look at how many Facebook friends I got. How many you got?
Hey, Dad, how you doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
How about you? Being polite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks though when somebody like pummels you like that. You're just like, oh man.
Yeah.
But fuck it. And I go and I transform one of my figures and I feel better. So
Russ, you reminded me. So the same job, right? This new place, right? So I had to empty out the old guy's desk that I took over. So him and his buddy quit at the same time. They just decided they wanted to quit after working there 15, 20 years. And apparently they were both nerds because across, on the board, like in a cubicle board that you could put like tax in, they have pictures of, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, but like printed, like, black and white, like nothing fancy. And my new boss, my current boss comes over and he's like, man, you get rid of all this fucking little kid stuff, He's like, I don't know, these guys were fucking, whatever, how old, and they, and I was like, I kind of like it, like, like, he's like, yeah, but you're a kid. He's like, yeah, but you're a kid, and I'm like, dude, you're like 10 years older than me. You're calling me a kid, like, like these guys. So he left. I threw out most of his shit, but he had like a little like plastic Spider-Man, like an actual spider, like the blue spider with the red little tampon on the top.
Yeah.
And I left that on my desk, and he came by.
Do you pretend that it bites you?
Yeah, I did a few times. Right? I even put tape on the inside of it and like stuck it to the wall to make it look like he was like climbing the wall.
Nice.
But he came by my desk the other day because I needed help with something, one of the programs I wasn't used to using, and he was like, "I thought I told you could throw this stuff out." I go, "I'm keeping it." And he goes, "Oh, so you like this stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And he was like, "All right." And he just kept going about. I was like, "Oh, great." Now he's probably like, "Oh, fuck, another nerd I got working for me."
Another nerd I got working about. Oh, that's great, man. Oh, jeez.
Gary, Brian.
Yeah, it's so. I think your point, Dave, is like if you're confident enough, it's like you reach a certain point. Like, I don't care because everybody spends their money on something, and what's important to them is, maybe not something that I would care about. I will tell you this, it's kind of similar, Chris. I think you were talking about too, like, kind of traveling for work stuff with your boss. This was back when Walgreens had that Black Series prototype Boba Fett, the all white one, right? Was that a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
My regional vice president was visiting my store doing a visit, and we went to lunch, and we went someplace kind of different, and there's a Walgreens, right? So I'm like compelled, like, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. How am I gonna explain this? So we were kind of just having a conversation, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do a quick stop before we head back and pop in the Walgreens. And I turned it into a business conversation about how Walgreens got someone in their infrastructure who was into the scene of collectibles and was trying to get brand exclusives for the store, and how what I'd read about their shipping policies and all this stuff. So we made it like a fascinating business conversation. But in the end, I'm like, I got to stop and look and see if they have the Star Wars figure. But it's pretty, it's fine. He kind of got it. It's like, because to your point, he's a huge fisherman. So he's like, oh yeah, he's like, when I travel for visiting stores, he's like, if there's the Bass Pro Shops, he's like, I know everyone looks just like the other one I was in, but I got to stop. He's like, because sooner or later they're going to have something different that I don't have. So it just kind of reiterates the point, that everybody has their thing.
Gary.
So, yeah.
Gary, was the Boba Fett in stock?
It was not there. No. It was not there.
How disappointing, isn't it? I know.
Cool story, man.
But I don't know. I just, it does kind of come back to that compulsion sometimes of like, all right, I got to stop and look, right? Just to see. I got to just see, because who knows what I might pass by.
That's awesome. That's pretty
for
good.
Me, this stuff doesn't come up in conversation. One of my good buddies at work, he knows that I collect. Because he's always asking, he's like, where are you going this weekend? And because he's always anxious to hear about.
Well, I had to get the patent leather suit out of the dry cleaner.
Yeah. But he's always anxious to hear about that. I have one friend who's actually, like, really happy for me, believe it or not. She's like, dude, it's like, you're like really into this. I'm like, I know. It's like I'm fucking all in. And she's like, that's awesome. But other than that, like my parents know and stuff like that. But like I'll leave choice things outside of the totes when they come visit, you know, put them on the mantle, things like that. But other than that, like it doesn't come up. Like, fortunately, I'm also a football fan, so if I'm out at the bar, which I rarely go to now because I'm freaking always here at this table.
Yo, Brian, you're the real cool table MVP. You're on like 12 shows a week.
I know, right? It's all over the fucking place.
There's a podcast available.
I need to take a break.
Yeah,
it'll all fail. You're the
I know. You're like the holds it all together, man. So. Brian, your
I appreciate that, but no. Brian, but anyways,
do your parents ever give you shit for your collecting?
No.
All right, that's cool. That's cool.
No, look, they're like, I'm a responsible adult, right? So
yeah,
I'm saving for my future. You know, financially responsible, stuff like that, not in debt, things. So yeah, they leave me be.
Yeah.
So
my mom just always shakes her head and says, "When are you gonna grow up?" That's what she gives me, and I'm like, "Fucking never." That turned into you.
But it's funny. Before I had my house, I would just have everything I bought shipped to my mom's house, and when I'd go up and visit her every once in a while, she'd be like, "Brian, Christmas came again," and like there'd be like 10 boxes, and I don't even remember what the hell it was. Right? It was just good stuff. Because when I was living in my apartment, I couldn't really have shipped to my house because it was, you know, shady, stuff like shit like that. But
it would be like, oh look, it's good. They'd say, oh, it's Christmas time.
but I tell you what's happened. Like, I mean, again, with this being sort of like all consuming of my time, which I'm really not mad about. Like when I'm out talking to people and stuff, and I'm just like, dude, whatever the fuck you're talking about is fucking boring. You know, it's like I'm like surfing my phone. It's like, and my Facebook is tuned perfectly for this hobby. I don't see anything that I don't want to see when I'm scrolling. It's just great, you know.
There's nothing worse than banter you don't want to banter about.
You guys see the game this weekend? Did you see old Dale Jr. win that race? Roll Tide.
That was what I liked before I moved away from Alabama. Every conversation started like that. Now it's like, hey, did you guys get some crabs?
Yeah, I was saying, you moved to Maryland, and you could play a whole new
Yeah, boy.
Shut up, crabs.
Good Lord, man. Oh, I'm fucking thinking Maryland rolls around crabs. Jesus Christ.
And shit, all you gotta do is pop over the board, and you can get them blue crabs in Virginia. Mm-hmm.
Virginia.
Yeah, but what's nice too is maybe not so much the collecting, but the geekdom has become a little bit more mainstream now. So you can talk to people about the movies.
That's true.
You know, shit like Game of Thrones. I mean, that's awesome water cooler talk right there, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, look at other shows. I mean, even like Big Bang Theory, right? That's been around for 10 years now, and that's taken, you know, all that same stuff and popularized it with people, you know. So it's kind of like
I mean, overall,
hate that fucking show.
The nerd culture has become a lot more mainstream. I mean, look, what happened a couple weeks ago at San Diego Comic-Con, right? So it's a huge event, and it's not just nerds.
You know, you'll have Amazing Fantasy number 72 and
you know, it's those guys are there, but that's not who's there.
I would have to correct you. Amazing Fantasy ended at number 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man.
Well, it was continued on as fan fiction, and that's really only 7 copies exist in the world.
Oh, we're talking official.
I'm talking third party. Third string Puerto Rican versions.
I love all the art done with box cutters.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, we're right at that point. I think we're everybody's to bullshit a little bit, getting on that third string Puerto Rican shit. So
Dave's like, fuck that. We're cutting the shelf right now. Go
it's about that time.
Dave,
I didn't see a flash of purple.
Dave's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I'm out.
Yep. Thank you, fuck you, goodbye.
Who's next?
All right, so we're gonna start wrapping up. We're gonna start off with Brian. Brian, let him know where you're at.
You can find me at Brian Brink in the Facebook groups and Brinkalizer on Instagram. Also, Dave, considering it's your first time, I did decide to keep track of the chat. If you'd like to go through the chat.
Oh, well, I'm so new at this. Go ahead, Brian. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so I typically take a break on Tuesdays, but I figured I'd help out just in case.
He's such a trooper.
So anyways, let's see who we had in here. We had a lot of Jackals, a lot of Banner, which is good, of course. But how many thumbs up do we have?
Under 16, so looks like.
Still in there? Sweet.
Give us some thumbs up, people.
30 people watching, 16 thumbs up.
So anyway, we had Chat Wingingham in there. We had Martimus Prime, KJ Smith, Sportimus, EE Prime, Sam M was in there, Sunday Heat, who is coming to NJCC, I believe. Tron Viper. Sorry you couldn't make it in, Dave. Maybe next time your internet will be better to you.
Rip that fucking hamster.
Van B was in there, Breezy Fresh, Dust Mites, Hurricane BX, Super Dimensional, Jisk was in there, Primacon, Chris G, Raul, dude. So NJCC, one of the door prizes is that Marvel Legends wave of the Netflix series, man. Dude, Raul, I need you to win that for me.
Yeah, no shit. I'll buy a couple from you.
Cabalto is in there. Knight of Ren, Michael G, damn Plastic Crack. Thanks for the question, dude. Dark Ace 74, Lord Shadowkeeper, Big Kid Toys, and the lovable Deluxe Baldwin.
Absolutely.
Giggity.
All right. Who's next?
Money's next.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gary Allen in the Facebook groups, and I'll be here on Tuesdays.
Cool.
That's it. Yeah.
Matt, what up?
Yo, Asian Kamel, Instagram, YouTube, and occasionally here. Really living up to the name.
Don't forget, Matt. Tell him if you need a car and you're in where are you at?
I didn't want to promote that on here.
Oh, come on, Matt. Somebody might just want to buy a car from Asian Kid Matt.
That's right, Matt. You need a new steering wheel since yours got left on the dash of your car. So, we want to help you get that steering wheel.
You can find me at Narsound Crusher Dodge Jeep and Ram. Stop on by. We'll hook you up.
Look at you. You sound so cool. You sound so better. So clear saying that. But we ask you to do some intros on this fucking show. You're going. Blah, 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 blah. You really like that job, don't you? You're into this shit. Good for you.
It's not bad. Not bad.
Nice. I'm glad, man. I'm glad for you. That's great.
Oh, thank you.
That's good.
Yo,
I'm
Nick.
happy you found your calling. Hello.
I don't know if it's my calling, but
What's up? Y'all can find me, Nick Brammer, on Facebook, at Brammer_Nick on Twitter.
Cool. Mr. Pinkerton.
Hello, everyone. Hey, you can find me on Instagram under Pinkerton. That's PNKR10. And on The Good Book as Christopher Pinkerton, because that's what my mama named me. Crashbox Customs and all your social media. Don't forget, next Monday on ETR, Monday night, we will be announcing the details about this year's 2017 Rock Pack.
Nice.
You guys are going to really like what we put together.
I'm excited.
No, look, he's giddy. Giggity.
I'm excited. Yay.
Shit, I'm excited myself, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me be the fake dust mites tonight.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. Dust with no hair.
What's Dust doing right now?
Yeah,
You know,
what's
it's
he
funny.
doing?
This son of a bitch went and took a fucking shower.
He's getting ready for you, Chris.
Oh, he's getting ready. Oh.
Yeah. I heard the Clippers going too. I don't know what was
I was going to ask.
Awesome, dude. Oh,
How about
fantastic.
you, Russ?
Oh man, Russ the Muslim. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I like to drop a little rant video every now and then. I like to get pissed off about things. So yeah, you can check me out there, man. Yeah,
We're gonna do a live rant at NJCC, right?
yeah. I think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna rant about that fucking restaurant there in the Canadian Hotel.
You should let Anna do that one.
Yeah. Anna should do that one. That's true.
That was your fault. They did it on purpose because of you.
Oh, really? Really? Blame me. I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
I totally didn't do anything. What did I do? It was your fault. You're like, look at that little Asian kid. You don't want him in here.
What the fuck?
Oh Jesus!
Okay.
Oh God!
All right, y'all. So
What the hell?
I'm
Anyway.
Energon Addict. You can find me on Instagram, David Colon on the Facebook groups. And don't forget, we're part of the Cool Table Network along with Shattercast Uncut, Enter the Realm, Beers and Bolters 40K, Plastic Fanatics, Nerd Rage Radio, Toy Detox, and 8 Weeks. So make sure you catch one of those shows. They're all great. You may not be able to watch them all at the same time, but make time to watch some of them. And catch us here every Tuesday, hanging out, talking shit. And I'm out. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Peace.